Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome to another electrifying episode of the High Voltage Live Show. I'm your host, Willie Snyder, from Nat King Code, coming to you live from the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. I'm joined by my awesome co-host, Mr. King James Stallcup, over there in Big Sky Country, Texas. Give him an old hook 'em horns for the Stallcup Electrical Education, just always bringing the heat. Best online education you can get, hands down, and best online publication you could get, hands down. And you're just showing it and just getting them cranked up there, James, so really appreciate it. And I don't know if anybody has heard, but I told James we need a new intro song. So I've been telling him, like, we need to do something different. He wants the old song. He wants to keep the old song. So I need everyone's help to vote. So we're going to show you, like, and we don't need to play the whole song, James. We could just, like, play maybe 30 seconds of it or something. And then whichever you guys think is your favorite is going to be our new song. Or we could just keep it the same. And you could agree with King James and go with the same old song and keep it the same. So
yeah, we actually have had a few people that contact you. They're actually submitting songs. We may, if there's enough of them submitted, we'll probably do it for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, however many get submitted. And then we'll do, if we have quite a few of them, we'll do a Sunday podcast and let everybody pick the one they like best. So
yeah, and like I say, you can if you have a song that you want us to use, you can reach out to me. Like I say, I'm really big on music, and there's a lot of content creators that been sending me a bunch of royalty-free stuff, and so far I only have 4, but that could go up to more, James. You never know.
Sure could. So,
you want to check out the first one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. As you send me the audio, I'm just setting it up with like our normal presentation that we do.
Okay.
Normal intro. So everybody listen to it. Tell us what you think.
All right, that's got my vote right now.
Did you already put a like on there?
Somebody did, but no, thanks a lot for the like out there. We already got one vote in my favor. Oh, what's up, Daniel? How you doing tonight, sir? Awesome. At least Daniel knows, like, I think Daniel likes the new one a little better. We'll see, like, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll have another one next week. We'll see, But so far, I think that one's pretty awesome. I knew you'd like the fiddle in there, I think it's kind of cool.
Gotta have a fiddle in the band.
Yeah. There you go. But awesome participation. I really thank everyone so much. I had a reel that I did this week. It was pretty funny. They were doing testing on the fire alarm system, and for like hours they kept saying, "I repeat, do not use the elevator. I repeat, do not use the elevator." And we're sitting there having to run back and forth, use the elevator. Like there's no other way to get back and forth with our material and everything, you know. And so we have to use the elevator. So I decided to make this reel where it's like you couldn't use like, oh yeah, I don't think we can use the elevator, but we're still using the elevator, you know. And so it's pretty funny. Some of my friends posted up ones where they're like breaking the law, you know what I mean? But it was pretty funny. I had a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, like I say, it was really popular. I think I had like 1,000 views like first day, so it's pretty cool. My first real TikTok success on a video, but that's pretty awesome. And I know that we probably already did this meme before, but
before we get to that, I want to show a couple of things.
Okay.
We've upgraded on. I'm gonna share the screen here because I want everybody to sort of see what we've done, and a lot of changes going on. We have taken. I'm gonna go to the YouTube site first. Here on the YouTube side, we just hit 300 subscribers. Matter of fact, I've come in, I fixed everything up here. There's going to be a lot more added that's going to be coming. Every week there's going to be something new. But you'll notice right here in the middle screen, the multiple playlist. If you want to come in, we're breaking everything down for 2024 first, and then I'm going to go back and do all the 2023. But say you wanted to look at the myths, come right here. You can just click play all here, but I go down to where it says view full playlist. If you hit the playlist here, you're going to see all the myths that we've done. They'll all be listed here. I'm doing the headings for them and everything. And then if you want to watch it, you can just click here. It tells you the time on each. As you can see, I just posted some of these 2 days ago, and some of these got 25 views, 22 views, 31 views. And then I did also here, when you go back, and this and up here for you, like the voltage drop, you'll see this topics of the week. It seems like they've become pretty popular here because you can see some of the views here for designing wire methods and voltage drop have already hit 36 views here. So we're fixing all of this real nice. I've also have done here, let me show you another one, that all of these are being redone. So from the old one, there's a whole bunch on here, but we've got a lot of new ones here. And I've been coming in and I'm redoing the Article 100 right now. I've almost got those done. Then I'll get into 110, and you'll be able to come through here and just review whatever you want to review here. There will probably be, by the time it's finished, I think we did 200 and something changes for 2023. All of those will be there, and then I'll start adding other ones that'll come, because all of these will be put into the classes. I've also had developed shorts here that I'm doing for each one. I think these look pretty cool, like this one here. This is one of the myths, so it has a really cool little layout to it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I always like that rotating world part.
Yeah, I like that. And then right over here on the side, it doesn't automatically do a link, but you can copy this right here and just post it up here, and it'll take you to the electrical myth that we did on this. So if, say, I copy this and I put it up here in the search bar, it'll take you straight to the electrical myth here that we were doing. So
Nice.
I've gone in, I've done all the linking and everything here with us teaching or covering whatever miss we do and all that. So that's one portion that has been done to uh, the YouTube site. We put a lot of work into it, and then I have also taken from here. And if you like, and I'm still looking at the Rumble, see if I can group it out. But if you want to say you're on Instagram or TikTok, doesn't really matter which one. I'll just go over to like the TikTok site. We have set up over there also. I've got 3 of them set over here. Right now we're putting in the shorts over here, and I'll have the shorts on Instagram also. I'll probably, let me go here, I'll show the Instagram one real quick. I've been taking and really spending a lot of time trying to get all this on here, because I didn't really realize just how much we had until you start breaking it down. This one has everything on it already that I've done, and I'm gonna be adding 5 new ones at a minimum a week for the miss and for the topics and for the tools. So, and then on those I will have another one that I'm going to set up for all the 2023 that'll have individual ones for the code changes. And all of that is being sent out. I'm also putting it on the Facebook groups and everything. So I hope everybody likes everything that we're doing, and having all these little things here, and here, and all this different training. I want the YouTube site here with it by the time next year gets here to be the best electrical YouTube site out there. So
nice.
Sort of like our
podcast. I want to give everyone a heads up. I have a special surprise interpretation for this week's myth straight from the AHJ. I was asking him as I left the building, so I have the actual interpretation from the AHJ from the jurisdiction that I work in. So
all right.
Be an awesome little special interpretation that he gave me right before I left. So
all right.
I'll share that with you. But first we have to do the meme, and this one always comes up, and I think you'll remember this one, James.
All right, let's cue her up.
So a lot of companies, they have the little dinghy, that's their original bid, and then the whole yacht is the change order. And that's how a lot of people...
So true. My brother, he's doing a pretty good sized commercial job right now. And they had they come in, they added a computer room, and they want to make sure they can pick up any noise and all this other stuff. And so Frank, he actually had Dad go out and look at it, and he told him, this is what you really need to do. And the guy said, how much is that going to cost to do it? And Frank sort of did him a bid. And, he goes, okay. He said, that sounds good. And then they wanted something else. And he just told Frank, he said, don't even submit bids. He said, just put the time and material down, what you normally charge, and we'll do it. And just do it. So, nice. Like you said, now it's become a yacht. He's going to make a heck of a lot more money on it than what he did.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and that's really cool. That sounds like he's got a good reputation. That's a lot of times what they do with me too. They're just like, we know you're going to do it right. We know you're going to get it done, and it's going to be neat and professional, and that's what we care about. So it means a lot. But I guess we'll roll the myth of the week.
All right, here we go.
It's time for Myth of the Week.
All right, before we get started, Daniel has an awesome comment. I'm pretty sure my previous employer was only profitable because of change orders, so I would 100% agree. I think I know which previous employer you're talking about. So we have a great Myth of the Week this week. This one comes from a lot of arguments that we've had online, and I really appreciate John Reitz bringing this myth to us this week. And like I say, in commercial occupancies, you're only permitted to install 13 receptacle outlets on a 20 amp circuit, 2020 NEC. So this one's really interesting. This actual myth, this statement is actually a true statement. Now, what we run into, and a lot of people wanted to jump on the false bandwagon. I'm not going to give people who said false like a instant wrong answer. What we ran into was you have a calculation that comes in for 180 volt amps per yoke, and when you do that math, it comes up to 19.5, and so that fits perfectly on a 20 amp circuit. Now, my special interpretation from the AHJ is he basically said it would be totally hard for him to enforce how many receptacles is on a circuit, and that he would basically take my word that I was installing in a code compliant fashion. He wouldn't go count openings, or he wouldn't go count yokes, or he wouldn't put a amp reading on that circuit. So I thought that was pretty cool, kind of like your brother. He just kind of trusted me and said, whatever I was telling him that I did, he'd be all right. He was like, if you did 14 or 15, he said it could be unlimited and he wouldn't enforce anything. But basically it comes down to what we did last week or a couple weeks ago, where we did that professional and skillful manner for the 2023. So basically, if you're able to do that calculation and you're able to put 13, I think it's a good practice. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that code. The National Electric Code, especially the 2020, 2023, whichever one, gives us that guidance that 180 volt amps is gonna keep us under 20 amps. I think that's a good rule of thumb and a good general rule. Just that way, to agree with John Reitz, that way you're not, exceeding that branch circuit rating and going over 13, and at 180 volt amps as a good kind of like a starting point, or just something, a guideline, but as far as enforcement, the AHJ that I have on my site actually said he would not enforce any kind of receptacle count on a 20 amp circuit.
Yeah. Well, I like the way you worded the question, because you didn't say in residential or commercial. You kept it at commercial. And I put 3 calculations here for you to look at, because if you're in a dwelling unit, we actually, this comes from chapter 11 in our design book. We've had this in there for a long time. We even put the sections here for you to look at and everything. And basically what we ask you here is how many receptacle outlets in a dwelling unit may be connected to a 20 amp general purpose branch circuit. And this goes back to what your inspector was alluding to. If you take a 20 amp overcurrent device, take it at 120 volts and multiply it, that gives you 2400 volt amps. Then if you look based on the square footage, this is where you want to look at this, because if you go look at 220.14J, you take 3 VA per square foot, divide that in the 2400 VA, that is going to give you 800 square foot, okay? And just to cross-reference that, if I look at finding the number of receptacles here and determine how many are permitted, we're going to tell you here any number is permitted to be installed. Okay. Sure. And this is for an 800 square foot area.
True.
Okay.
No, thanks for joining. I appreciate you joining, John. Thanks for the myth, man. Really awesome. We had a great time doing it this week.
Sure. Now, I did 2 others. As long as I've been involved in the code, I remember when I was going through apprenticeship, this was one of the things we were taught. And we would take the 180 VA per receptacle per the yoke and divide it by 120 volts, and that gives you 1.5 amps. And then if I had a 15 amp overcurrent device, I'd divide that 15 amp overcurrent device by 1.5, and they would take and limit you to put 10, but they would usually do that in a commercial installation. And then if I had a 20 amp, it's the exact same calculation. You're just taking the 1.5, dividing it into the 20 amp overcurrent device, and then they would limit you to 13. Okay.
True.
And now that was sort of the way, and I started my going to school apprenticeship in 1982, and since 1982, I've actually been taught this calculation.
Nice.
Okay, so.
Oh, dude, bad news, man. Looks like the Texas connection is not coming through tonight. Cesar, no Texas Wives streaming the Texans Bears, so he won't be able to join. But yeah, that's awesome, Cesar. That's cool. I'll probably jump in your stream at some point once we jump off here. But I don't know who you got, James. I think I'll take the Bears. I'll take the Bears.
I'll take the Texans.
All right. That's cute.
The Texans are getting better.
Yeah.
They are going to be a pretty good team this year, I think.
Yeah.
But they're still not. Nobody's better than the Cowboys, so
Huh? Yeah. We'll see. I mean, that's a really good way to end the myth of the week, because now you just started the biggest myth of the week ever, man. Like, so dude, everyone's gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna get all this hate mail now, and everyone's gonna be like, did you hear what King James said on your show? Oh, dang it. All right. But, no, thanks a lot, you guys, for smashing the like button. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Really appreciate 300 subs this week. That means a lot. Like I say, we've been trying to grow. And like I say, get out there. I'm going to try to set something up where we vote for the intros to which one's best. James wants to keep the same one, and I don't know, man. Dude, it's all right. It's just not as cool. Like, dude, there's some way better stuff out there. So I don't know. We'll see. Everyone get out there and vote. I'm gonna make a way everyone can vote for the which one they want, and I'll actually probably figure out a way. Maybe you could send me the clips of them, and then all of them, and then I'll get them out there, and people can vote which one they think's the best.
I'll probably submit 2 or 3. So I've got access to a whole bunch of them, and I'm gonna go through, and because I'll make some time to go listen to them and everything, and see if there's something I like,
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, I really like competition. You know that, James. So, so we have the topic.
Yep. Let's cue it up. All right. Well, we're continuing with the proposed 2026 NEC changes, and this is first draft. Getting stuff put together to submit the comments for the second portion of the draft. And when that second portion comes out, we'll probably start going over some of that, because more than likely that's going to happen. Unless something happens on the floor or it happens at the Standards Council. So
I don't know if you saw, but I got my first ever public comment submitted. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I knew that. All right. Now, let's take a look here and see what has taken place. Now, this one here, they have done some changes here, okay? And they've added some stuff. So there was some revision and a couple of things added here. But what they did is talk about the short circuit current rating. And they actually put this in a list format. But what I want to point out, this is going to tie in with some of the other changes that it made. So, that we've done previously, like they did with 110.16, 110.24, and 110.21. Okay.
Hey, James. So the upper part is blocking it. Is this 408?
Yeah, 408.6.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. The upper part, the little light part, is blocking it. You can't see it.
Yeah, this is dealing with switchboard, switchgear, and panel boards. And what they're doing here is, I'll just look at Prin 1. And it says available fault current at the line terminals, and they're making sure this is going to tie back in with Article 110. And the date the calculation was performed shall be field marked in a readily accessible location on the enclosure at the point of supply. Okay? Then it says the short circuit current rating of switchboards and panel boards at nominal circuit voltage based on the overcurrent devices installed shall be field marked in a readily accessible location on the enclosure. Okay?
Gotcha.
So you can have the available fault current or the short circuit current rating, whichever one. And then it tells you that marking would be required to comply here with 110.21b. So in other words, you're putting a warning there. Basically, what that means is that it'll have orange on it, okay? Because that's a warning.
Right.
If it was just identification of something, it'd be yellow, and if it was something that's danger, it would be done in red, okay?
And that's a good point, because I've seen the ones that are in red, and that's the ones that say there is no PPE to work on this energized.
That's right. It depends on exactly which type, and that's why they don't say a color here. They just tell you to comply with 110.21b based on that.
Right.
And this in here is a really good one. The available fault current calculation shall be documented and made available to those that are authorized to inspect, install, or maintain the installation. Now, let me explain something here about this. When we put this together, when we do our change book, I can already tell you, I've never seen anybody else in their code change books do this. Okay, they may have this in there and tell you, all right, we need to do this. Okay, this is a change. But what you're going to have to do at this point, you're going to need to go over and look at 130.5 in the 70E. The reason that this documentation is so important is because when you get over there and you look at the 70E, this has to be checked every 5 years.
True.
Okay, so that means it's going to have to be redocumented. Okay, so when we're telling you these things, one thing that we're sort of known for is we correlate the changes with other standards, and you won't see anybody else doing it. They may start, but I can tell you up to this point they haven't done it. Okay, well, we go that extra step because there's other information that you have to be aware of. Now, when you look at Prin 5, it says when modification to the electrical installation occurs that affect available fault current at the line terminals equipment, the following shall be applied. Well, you're going to have to take and you're going to have to verify or recalculate to ensure at this point that the equipment ratings are sufficient for the available fault current at the line terminals of the equipment. And then you got to make sure that the field markings that you done in Prin 1 there are adjusted to reflect those new levels of available fault current. Okay? Now, look at this. Then they have a little thing here they want you to look at. They say when overcurrent devices are added or replaced, The interrupting rating of the replacement devices shall be equal to or greater than the available fault current. So if you recalculate it, that overcurrent device may have to be replaced in order to reflect the new available fault current.
True.
Okay.
I've actually seen times before where they've actually had to make the conductors longer by like 10 feet to get a lower available fault current.
Sure. There's things you can do, and this here to me is a good change. Okay. And the only thing I don't like here is there should be another informational note here to refer you to 70 key. Okay. Sure. But if you actually know what you're doing, and you go back and look in Article 110 and you pick up 110.24 A and B, it gets into modification 2, and they actually refer you to 70E over there as your general requirements. I'm sort of surprised they didn't put it here, but
I look forward to your public comment.
Yeah, that's what they always say, isn't it? All right, I'm not going to go through the committee statement there. All right. Now, this is 409.23. This is where you're getting into your industrial equipment here. And they did a few changes here, and they're making it clear that there is going to be a need here for you to have marking or documentation for the location of the disconnects, okay? Because the way it is right now, you can go look in other articles, but there isn't enough language there right now to be sufficient in order to take care of the multiple sources of supply that are here, okay?
True.
Because you're dealing with industrial control panels, okay?
Yeah.
So what they did, they incorporated everything right here and tell you about the identification. Then they also talk to you about the multiple sources of supply, and they tell you they have to be permanently marked that state. Warning, multiple disconnecting means required to de-energize all sources of supply 50 volts or more. Okay? So, and then of course they'll tell you that the markings that you have here, they cannot be handwritten, and they have to be affixed to the exterior in order to withstand the environment. Okay?
True.
So,
and just to let everyone know, I did do extensive research on this. The label maker, the labels that come off a label maker, they are rated for to handle exterior environment. I did do research on that, and label maker is compliant as long as it says on that label maker tape that's suitable for the environment. Okay,
cool. All right, now this one here, 410 184. What they did, they reorganized this, okay? But when they also did it, they added some additional details here, okay? So you'll see they took out the exception in the informational note, and they basically moved the informational note down a little bit. And what they did is they wanted to make sure that when you're looking at these special purpose ground fault circuit interrupters, that you want to know what the information is on that and the considerations that are necessary when you're using these type of GFCIs. Now, if you look here, they come in with A here, okay? And this is where you're getting in to lighting equipment that you're going to be using that is identified for horticultural use, okay? Now, what they're going to tell you here is if you have a branch circuit that's rated 150 volts or less to ground, single or three-phase, you got to have Class A GFCI protection. But once you're above 150 volts to ground, they're going to tell you that you have to use listed special GFCI protection here, and the ground fault current trip will not exceed 20 milliamps. Okay, right. So they're just saying that you can come in and use this where you have these lighting equipment for horticultural use, and they're employing flexible cords with one or more separable connections or attachment plugs. Okay?
I'm actually a little disappointed on this. I don't know if you knew, but I had a public input to make this Article 420. They rejected it.
And
should have been in 420.
I'll tell you this. This is interesting because if you read this, it says, or one or more separable connectors or attachment plugs shall be supplied by outing outlets. Okay, well, where's the lighting outlet? It's where the box is. It's not a point that's just free floating in infinite space. And that's why I'm saying when you read the way some of this is written, it's literally saying a lighting outlet. That means it means it has to be something substantial. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just not a point, like they're trying to tell us. And language like this proves exactly what we're saying. Okay?
100%. I agree.
Now, the next one here is 422.5. This is where you're getting into your appliances. And they did a little bit of work here. Okay? Now, when you look at this, they've come in and they did some clarification. But before I get into this, I want to read the substantiation from the code making panel. Okay? I want you to see, oh man, I accidentally clicked that out. God dang it. Well, what they basically said here, I'll bring this in next week and show it again. But what they did, they came in and they said that their panel takes care of the appliances, and code making panel 2 handles the branch circuit. They're basically telling you don't tell us what to do when you go and you look at this. Okay, and this all falls back to what? An outlet. Okay?
Well, and there's another weird thing that nothing in that list says AC units.
Oh no, and guess what? AC unit is, oh wait for it, it's an appliance.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll tell you, this is interesting, and I'll just give everybody some background. We did a case, Dad and I did one time, and this guy got hurt. Well, their special expert come in, and he said that that AC unit was, I'm trying to remember how he placed it, but what it come down to, I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was saying it was a motor. And we come in and we said, no, it isn't a motor, it's an appliance. We were hired by this attorney firm out in Houston. And we went in and they got him up on the stand. He was sitting there talking about this, and this was the reason. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I remember what it was about. He said it had to have a disconnect. And at that time, it's been a long time ago, basically, if you remember, they didn't put a disconnect out there. They actually used a circuit breaker to do that.
True.
And he said the reason is because it was a motor. Well, we went in and you had the definition, went over appliance, and when our attorney got up, he said, can you read that definition? And it said an air conditioner is an example of an appliance. And he just sat there. He goes, so you still saying that's a motor? And he goes, well, reading that, he goes, I'd have to agree. It's an appliance. The case.
Yo, what up, Worm Brothers? Thanks for joining. Awesome for stopping by, man. Just stopping in to smash that like button, dude. Awesome, man. That's what we like, man. You're always welcome here, Worm Brothers.
So let's look at this. So when you look at A, it talks about the appliances, and it talks about it shall be GFCI protected, and it says is supplied by branch circuits that meet the following conditions. Now, this is interesting to me, and I'll tell you why. Because they basically don't care what it says up in chapter 2 and what article 210. They're basically putting their own thing here. And they say that exceed the low voltage contact limit as defined in Article 100, does not exceed 150 volts to ground, does not exceed 60 amperes single phase or 100 amperes three phase. Okay, now that's interesting because if I go look at B, they call it appliances now. They just say appliances. You don't have all this other stuff and the multiple and all of this. And they say the following appliances shall be a GFCI protected. But if I look in A, it says appliances indicated in 422.5B. Well, here's 5B. And then look, they have all these appliances listed here. Now, I'll tell you why I find that interesting.
And nowhere does it says connected to outlet either.
That's right. Now, this is one thing that I find interesting right here. Okay, why do they not have all these new devices that were put in 210.8D?
True. I don't see microwave in there.
Yeah, where is it? I don't see all of these in here, but yet they would still hopefully meet these requirements in A. And then they put a new note 1 and look what they said. C210.8 for GFCI protection requirements for branch circuit outlet where covered locations warrant such protection.
True.
Oh, that's interesting. So basically, it sounds like we have a little grudge war here.
Well, there's another problem too, because there's a proposal to increase to 60 amperes on 210.8F.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to work.
I will ask this. Are some of these items that are listed here in 422.5B, are they listed over in 210.8D? Yeah.
Not all of them, though.
No, but there's items listed there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, why aren't those items from 210.8D here?
All of them.
Yeah. Why are they all not there? I heard Jeremy Weed, the code panels work together and everything. Yeah, they work together, but not always. And I'm showing you here, there's a disconnect right here.
I don't see cooktop in there. I don't see range in there.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at what's not listed here, but you go back and look at 210.8D, see if these items are in there, or a lot of them. So,
I would say the one that is not in there that I think should be in there is electric clothes dryer. Like, there was a very sad story about a mom and a daughter that lost their life in an electric clothes dryer. To me personally, I think that should be Class A protected. I think there's a lot of human interaction with that appliance, and that's what I think. Just that one case, it was really sad. I think it was the mom was getting electrocuted and was energized by the frame of the dryer, and the daughter tried to get her off, and they both died together. And that was a really sad story, and that's my reason why I think dryers should be Class A protected. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going to put in a public comment on a lot of this stuff, and I'm going to try to interject a lot of my opinion on, and you guys can be mad at me all you want. If you think that I'm being insensitive, that I think, hey, this kid jumping on an AC unit, there's no reason for a code change on that one. But then this mom and daughter that got energized on a electric dryer, whether it be hardwired or cord and plug connected, I think that should be Class A protected. That's my opinion, and like I say, I'll put it in public comment stage, and like I say, you can hate me or get mad at me or whatever you want to do. I don't care. That's what I believe.
I think for the clothes dryer, if they do that, I think there needs to be a reference that over in 250.142 A and B for reference to it for the GFCI protection, because it comes to be part of the grounding, whether it's a 3-wire or 4-wire. So
100%. No, that's a really good point there too, because that gets lost a lot. That a lot of these appliances that become energized don't have a grounded conductor.
yeah, and I'll point another thing out in that informational note that really caught my attention is they say where covered locations, and this is one that gets me, warrant such protection. It didn't say is required. It says where it warrants it. In other words, we don't agree with it. Is the way I take it.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to see this. This is what's going on right now, and falls back to some of the stuff that we've been talking about in the outlet and why stuff not being compatible and tripping because there's compatibility issues. And I've made this statement when it all first started. I said, if they really want it, they need to use special GFCI protection there. You can't use Class A because it's not compatible. And they say, oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, apparently I do, because it's all coming in now. So for those that said that,
And one thing that you're going to want to look at too is that there's a lot of new items that were added by Code Making Panel 2, and Code Making Panel 17 decided not to add those.
That's
and, to me personally, does that mean that they are compatible and could work? I don't know. And so the reason that we're pointing out kind of this whole feud is, like, when it comes to correlation, there's a lot of arrogance from one side that is actually kind of frustrating, because I just don't understand how they're just like, you need to do this or else you're wanting to kill children, Like, to me, it rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, wait a minute. That's not the way the code works. They're like, we mandate this. No, you don't. You write code language, and if it doesn't mean what you say it means, then it doesn't apply,
So, it's like I told them on the discussion stuff. I said, y'all that are coming out here attacking all of us and everything continuously, I said, you're part of the mob. It's do as we say, or else we'll attack you and try to ruin your reputation and everything. And you know what? Go ahead. I'd rather have my reputation ruined than just let them just try to walk all over me, because everybody should have a voice to be able to speak and have their opinion on something. And I find it very interesting. They don't like our opinion. What you and I say, they've literally came down on us pretty hard because of our opinion. All right.
Yeah, and I agree. And like I say, we'll move on to the next code change. I really appreciate the way you're bringing this up, because that's going to be a point of contention in 2026, because we have to have correlation to have this move forward for electrical safety.
Oh, sure, we do. And I think it's good going through all this at the start, so people can sort of see what's coming down the pike here, And it takes me time to go through and look all this stuff up. So I hope everybody appreciates it. It's one of the things I sort of like that we're always pushing the envelope, and bringing new content and stuff to the YouTube side and to our groups and everything. And I think that's one reason our groups and everything have built so well, is because, we do care about the industry, and we care about providing good content to everybody, make everybody think, nobody knows everything, and hell, we may even be wrong on something, but the thing is, we're showing you things that how we perceive it at this point until we get clarification. It doesn't mean we're wrong or we're right. It just means right now, this is the way we perceive it. And until there's a change made, so far we hadn't been proved wrong on any of it. But hopefully, we get it all clarified.
Yeah, and just a big shout out to you, James. James has taken a lot of heat, basically saying that his publications have been getting sued and stuff, and like wrongful allegations and stuff, and that's fine if people want to do that and make themselves look like fools, then they can continue to make those allegations. But the one thing I think is awesome is I'm learning every day. I'm learning something new every day. I'm out in the field. I'm out there. I'm installing receptacles. I'm making up boxes. I'm terminating lights. I'm making up lighting control. Like the very first lighting control on my job site that was made up was me. I went and made it up so I knew how to do it. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna sit there and tell you how to do something. And then, what's funny was I went and I made it up because one of the conductors said it was optional, so I didn't hook it up, and then it didn't work. And then we went and we turned power on, and it didn't work. And then they're like, "Oh, dude, Bill, what's up?" And they're giving me a bunch of crap, And then I realized, I was like, why would they say in the paperwork that's optional? It's not optional. Yeah. Like your lights aren't gonna work without it. So that's part of learning, and it's part of the humbling process of like I'm not always right, James is not always right, and we're learning and we're growing together, and I think that's what means a lot for all the people out there that's in the community, that's electricians, that's following us, that's joining us. They're people that work with us, they're people that grow with us, they're people that learn the code with us, and a lot of these people are just acting like they know better, and if you don't do this, you're wrong, and whatever. To me, that's fine,
Sure.
Like I say, Daniel knows 100%. I love just posting a conduit run and saying, what do you guys think? Because you'll get more learning out of that, just that one conduit run, than you ever will about electrical theory or anything. They'll tell you, how you're supposed to do a box offset, how you're supposed to space it, how you're supposed to, make it look, how you're supposed to plan it out, stuff like that. So that's part of the whole reason I like the electrical wall of shame, the electrical code discussion, all that different stuff that we do. Means a lot.
Yeah. Well, this one, 43098A, this is going to deal with your motor control centers. And what this is going to get into is the identification of the power sources. Now, they still have that it's marked in accordance with 110.21 and all of that. But in case, in the event of emergency, if you have a motor control center that is supplied by feeders, then it tells you that these motor control centers have to be permanently marked, and it says in accordance with these following three items. It says, with identification and location of the means necessary to disconnect all power to the motor control center, and with a label that is permanently fixed and sufficient durability to withstand the environment involved, and that it's not handwritten. So basically, there's got to be something there telling the location of where the disconnect is in order to disconnect that motor control center in case of an emergency. I agree with that.
So don't let anybody tell you that you have to have phenolic labels on that. A label maker is code compliant.
Sure. Now, this one, this gets in the short circuit current rating, and what they did, they changed the language here a little bit. And the reason they did that, this is to provide better consistency, okay, with other parts of the code. So you're going to see here that it's going to talk about the motor control center, and it's going to tell you it shall not be installed where the available fault current exceeds its short current rating as marked in accordance with 430.98A. Well, and this is the reason I put this in here, because if I come back here, this is what we just looked at. Okay, so it's one thing that I have a marking and identification here that I have to identify where the means is located to disconnect the power. They also are coming here and they talk about the available fault current and tying it back in with that section that all of this is done with available fault current here. So when you have to get inside that motor control center, you can y'all have heard me say this before. How do you go in and you determine what that PPE is when you're going to work on this equipment? This is one where they're telling you with other parts of the code for consistency. So if I'm going to work on something energized, well, what is one of the first things that happens? If I go over and look at 110.16, 110.21, 110.24, all of those have something in consistency. They all refer me to where? 70E.
70E.
Okay. Yep. So, this is going to be, this is exactly why you want this next cycle. You want to make sure you get the Stalk Up code change publication, because what will happen here is we'll have a loop in there that's going to tie the NEC in what you need to look at as far as design and installation is concerned. And then we'll have the safety part in there with 70E. And then if you have to maintain this equipment, we'll also have the 70B section. Okay?
True. So, and see, that's a good point, because the one thing that I want to say that I really like about the Stall Cut publications is it eliminates guesswork. It eliminates people trying to think they know stuff they don't know. You guys come out, you say, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is. If you go by this, you'll never be wrong. And I freaking love that about the Stall Cut publication. You know that there's no mistakes done with that interpretation.
Sure. And, one of the things, I used to be on the 70B committee. It's been probably about 10 years now. I had to give it up because I had too much other stuff going, but we did maintain on 70.
Yeah, you just wanted to freaking play pool on Tuesdays. Just tell everyone the truth.
And Fridays, and play golf on the weekend. Got to have some free time every now and then. I'm playing golf, Sunday, matter of fact. But we've been on the 70E committee for over 30 years. We may even get off of that committee because we got too much going on with all this new stuff. And then, we're also members of the EECA committee, which is Electrical Equipment and Chemical Atmospheres, which we've been on for over 30 years. So, we've been part of the standard making process for a long, long time. And that's why we know how all these standards correlate with each other. We even keep up, if we were doing hazardous locations, we even keep you up and tie in if we're doing hazardous with the API, which is the American Petroleum Institute, and we deal with API 500. And if we get into zone location, we deal with 505. We even put those in there for you to correlate back with. So, we really do try to tie everything together. All right.
Nice.
Now, this one here is where you're going to get in and you're dealing with your HVA systems. And this is another 1 and 2 family installations. And what they did here, they're telling you here, they say, in addition to the requirements of 110.22A, okay, it says the disconnecting means located at the exterior unit of a split phase system HVAC shall identify the location here of all indoor units supplied by the disconnect. Okay, so the reason they want this identification is if you're an installer, you're an inspector, even if you're maintaining the system, this is to help you quickly locate the disconnect equipment for that split system HVAC unit. Okay.
So would that only apply to like a single machine? Because you know how they have like that single machine where they say that you only need one disconnect for a single machine, or is this where you actually have a disconnect for both sides for the outdoor unit and the indoor unit?
Well, you got them for the indoor units and outdoor. You need to know where the indoor units are that are being supplied from this split phase system.
Because there is an actual single machine requirement where they say that this split system is a single machine and all you need to do is provide one disconnect.
Well, that's for the outside one for that unit, for that split phase system. This is for the location of the indoor units where they're disconnecting.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I guess, I don't know. I'm going to have to research that one a little more because the single machine says you only need one disconnect for both units. On the single machine.
It would work for both units, but if you're doing something inside for one unit, then you would have a disconnect for that to identify that location that's being supplied by that split phase system.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
And that wraps us up tonight for the 2026 changes. So.
All right. Well, we'll see if Daniel decides to show up tonight for the Willie Quiz.
You want to go ahead and do the poll first before we do that?
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, if anyone wants to start popping in, we're gonna do the Willie Quiz. Whatever you guys want to pop in here. If Angry Canadian wants to jump in, I don't know if Adam posted the link for the guest link, but we'll see. If anyone wants to jump in, now's your time to jump in while we do the tool of the week.
All right, let's cue it up.
It's time for Tool Review of the Week. Sponsored by Electricians Only Tool Review and Nipex Tradesman.
Alright, so this is one of the tools that I've actually covered before. I always tell James that I try to do like follow-up, tool reviews, and this was a tool that we bought like brand new probably about 10 months ago, 8 months ago, a little while ago, and we've used it, and dude, I'll tell you what, like it's probably one of the better fish tapes that I've used out there. The nice part is it'll go through there with different kinds of material like flex or seal tight, stuff like that. So I kind of had a story with this one. The reason I wanted to do it this week, we were pushing through like a whole bunch of flex, and it just kept going. It kept going, and I kept telling them to push on it and everything, and finally I hooked it and I pulled it out, and I tell you what, I would have never got through that flex if it wasn't for this. It really shined, really showed up for the party, and I was really impressed. That was one of the only tools that saved me, and so it meant a lot to showcase this item, not necessarily just say, hey, I used this fish tape one time, but actually say, if you want a good fish tape that can get you through flex, get you through pipes and raceways that already have conductors installed, this is the one that's really going to do it, is this Milwaukee. It's not a fiberglass. I wanted to say it was a fiberglass. It's actually polyester, I believe. And like I say, probably one of the best fish tapes out there for pretty much anything you want to do. And like I say, I recommend it to a friend. I recommend it to anybody out there. It works great. I really like it.
So you're actually going to give a Milwaukee a high rating?
I don't know. What do you think, Daniel? Have you used the polyester Milwaukee yet?
I have. The company provided one, and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Awesome.
Nice.
The old-fashioned steel fish tape works well.
Yeah, so what we were doing was we were pushing down one pipe, and they ran flex inside the wall, and they ran a lot. Like I really want to make like a meme where it's like, I ran a lot of flex today, because this one it hurt my brain. But it was all inside the wall, and we were cutting the wall open trying to get to the flex and like move it to keep the fish tape going. But we could only get the steel tape down like 20 foot down the wall, and it was stuck. But then he was pushing on the steel tape back and forth, and the fiberglass or the polyester one, the Milwaukee one, it kept moving. So I'm like, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. And so he kept going, and then I got stuck finally with the polyester one. Then I took the steel one, and I could tell, you know me, I'm a fisherman. And I hooked it, and I started pulling. And the guys over there, like, I'm like, just put tension on it, put tension on it. And once it moves, you know, let me know. And he's sitting there, put tension on it, and I pulled it all the way out. That's how much slack was in the flex. I pulled it all the way out 20 foot, and it didn't even move on his end.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Wow. I've never seen anything like it. He's like, didn't even move. And I'm like, dude, I got it, you know. And then I thought the flex was broken because I was like, dude, the flex has to be broken. And then we put the jet line on there, pulled it right through, and pulled our cable through, and it was all good to go.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that Milwaukee fish tape, it saved my butt on that one. It's like the best way to go fishing through a flex or anything like that. So, I don't know, Daniel. Like I say, this week it's really super easy. Actually, it's so easy. Nobody even showed up this week. Like that's how easy it is. You know, like so, they're just like, oh, dude, no way. Like James is just gonna get him. Oh yeah, dude. I heard you're up in Estes Park. That's freaking gorgeous up there.
Yeah, all the beatings I've been taking and the Willie Quiz, I had to recuperate.
Telling you, dude, that's what, you know, like you could live without the heat, but it's the fire that makes you stronger. You know what I mean? So it's all good. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're the only one that's like the 5-time Willie Quiz champ, you know, against King James. So, you know, we'll see. Like I say, dude, nobody else like holds the title. I think Adam's got one against you, dude. I think Adam at least has one.
He got one.
Yeah,
that's all right.
But yeah, we'll see. All right, so we're getting ready for the Willie Quiz. Anyone want to jump in? We can jump on in, and we'll get her started.
Let's cue it up.
Dude, that's so unrealistic, dude. Like, there's no way my head is that big, dude. Like, there's just no way.
That's funny.
I don't get that, man. There's no way.
There you go. All right.
So, welcome to the most electrifying quiz on social media, the Willie Quiz. Now, question number 1. What is the highest recorded temperature in Canada? Is it A, 107.2 degrees Fahrenheit? Is it 110.1 degrees Fahrenheit? Is it 117.7 degrees Fahrenheit? Is it 121.2 degrees Fahrenheit? Or E, 1 million degrees? Good luck, everyone. Oh, dude, Daniel comes right out of the gate, firing with a C. Dude, good answer, Daniel. Dude, what sucks, most of the thing that sucks, James, is I do this for all these people that come from Canada that want to be on the show, and then they don't show up, and it's like, oh, I made all these questions that, you know, that they would know. They would obviously know how hot it gets in Canada. I doubt it gets to 1 million degrees.
Yeah, I was going to eliminate E. But
all right.
I thought I heard something one time. I don't remember where it was, but something had got up to 120 degrees. God, I have a hard time believing it's Canada. But,
yeah, I don't know who you heard that from, but man, I guess
I thought I saw it. Golly, I'm trying to remember. Man, that's
apparently Daniel is just, you know, like.
I was going to go with C or D. But, oh, damn. Man.
I mean, even 117 seems pretty high. Like, dude, I don't even think it ever got to. I don't know.
Well, I landed on D. Tails was D, so I'm gonna have to go with D. Watch it DC. But my flip.
Oh, dude. D. I'll tell you what. You're gonna be really amazed, James, because you're absolutely right. It is D, 121.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, and actually, I had to convert it from Celsius because the only people who use Celsius are countries that didn't land on the moon. So
I was really thinking C. I honestly were, but I was like, I could have swore I heard something one time about it being 120 degrees somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hottest recorded temperature in the North America area was 120 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Okay,
that's why I was thinking. I remember hearing that one time that was the hottest recorded. So, okay.
Yeah, and you're right on that. But Daniel, he's on to you. He knows what's going on. All right. So, which U.S. state holds the record for the most tornadoes in a single year? Is it A, Texas? Is it B, Kansas? Is it C, Oklahoma? Or is it D, Florida? Good luck, everyone. So, one thing I want to tell you guys is a joke that I heard when I lived in Oklahoma. Do you know why Oklahoma has so much wind?
Yeah, because they suck Texas, keep them off.
Because Texas sucks. So.
No, they suck Texas. I remember I was at Dominican Republic, and we were at Punta Cana, and we were staying at the Hard Rock Casino there. And or resort casino, and we went down to the club one night, and we were down there dancing, having a good time, and ended up getting in this dance off and everything. And there, I went to the bar afterwards. There was these 4 guys there, and one actually went to UT, the other went to OU, the other, I think, they were all friends. I think he went to A&M, one of them went to Tech. They all went to 4 different schools, and I had on my Longhorn hat, and the guy from OU was going like that, and I told him, I said, if you're being an OU fan, I said, won't you show us your sign? He goes, we don't have a sign. And I said, well, see, that shows you're not a true OU fan, or you would know your sign. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, well, what's our sign? I said, here's the O and here's the U. And them other guys, those girls, they were cracking up. They were going, dude, you got to have drinks with us. And we did some lots of stuff, had a few beers. Then my wife goes, do you know these people? And I said, I just met them. And they were just cracking up. So we were walking down the hallway going to eat lunch one day, and here they were coming walking down the thing, and they all were doing the OU sign, and that guy, he was just like, you asshole.
That's funny.
But this question, Tornado Alley, you got Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Florida's out of it, and there's one missing here that I'm surprised you didn't put in there. You should have put Mississippi, because it's between Mississippi and Oklahoma who has the most. Even though we did have a whole bunch of them here in 2024 in Texas so far. But I'm going to roll this one with Oklahoma, because I think Oklahoma and Mississippi are the top 2 for in a single year, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think Mississippi might have been number 1, but I don't see it.
I probably should have put Mississippi in there, but it seems like Mississippi beat out the great state of Texas, so Daniel gets it right on this one.
Texas.
Texas had the record for the most in a single year. So, I think it was maybe. I mean, like I say, I'm going off as much current statistics as I can. Maybe you guys already maybe you guys already broke the record. I don't know.
We might have done it this year because I thought Oklahoma was Oklahoma and then Mississippi, then Texas.
Like I'm saying, I went off statistics for current statistics, and they said that Texas has the record, that it beat out Mississippi. Like Mississippi was like number 4th, I think.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I know Mississippi should have been in there, but the one that has the worst tornadoes, I think, is Kansas. I think they have some bad ones.
Oh yeah, I think they have the most F5s. That'll be next week's quiz.
Okay, well I missed that. No, I thought it was Oklahoma and Mississippi. I was wrong.
I thought you would know that one. I was like, oh man, he's gonna say I know this one. I'm like, dang it. But
no, it's all right.
All right, gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so here's going to our friends up north. Question number 3: Canada holds the record for the longest coastline in the world. Approximately how long is it? Is it A, 125,000 kilometers? Is it B, 150,000 kilometers? Is it C, 202,000 kilometers? Or is it D, 243,000.42 kilometers? Good luck, everyone. Dude, so far, you and Daniel are tied, and like we're having a really good battle this week. I'm surprised nobody in the chat's joining in. Like they're all just sitting there watching the Texans, Texans versus the Bears game.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know Canada has the longest coastline, but I think it's over 1,000 miles. I know it's like about 1,300 or something like that. I think. I'm trying to remember. I remember we actually went on a fishing trip up there, and they were telling us about it. Let me do my calculator here. I got
and it's approximately too, because like in kilometers, it's a little weird.
So based on this, I'm gonna be between B and C. All right, let's do another flip.
Yeah, I tried to even it out to make you guess a little bit.
Okay. Well, I come up with C.
All right.
I landed on tails again.
All right. Well, let's just see over here. Looks like Daniel chose D. Oh, Daniel. Daniel does not have the Texas coin flip over there. And James is correct. It is C. So, looks like James takes the lead with the lucky coin flip, taking out his belt buckle over there. So,
well, I was looking at it because I know it's from what I did, I came up in between a little bit. So that means it's about 1,500 miles of coastline then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a lot. So
I knew it was like 13 up 12, something like that. That's why I was between B and C. Okay, cool. All right.
Dude, I do all this work for the people up there in Canada to have questions they know, and then they don't even show up. All right. So the United States holds the record for the most Olympic gold medals won. What is the record number for the U.S. in one single Olympics? Is it A, 77, B, 79, C, 83, or D, 85? Good luck, everyone. So this one's pretty good because I was actually trying to get like some different record statistics, and like I say, this one's pretty tough.
I got a question. Does this does it combine the Winter Olympics with it as within the same year?
No, I believe this is just a single U.S. Olympics. So this is only summer, only winter. Like it doesn't combine winter and summer together.
Okay. Because I would have thought, like the Olympics they're doing now, I would have thought they're in that 1 year you had Carl and you had Mary Lou, you had all of them. I was thinking they were close to 100.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with D.
D 85.
I think it's the highest it can go. I thought that 1 year they won a lot of gold medals. I was thinking it was 100 though, 100 plus. But
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. James throwing the challenge flag. Daniel says C. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that Daniel is correct and ties the game at 83. So they're saying 83 gold is the most Olympic medals that the U.S. has won at any single Olympics. So I don't know, James. I'm going to have to do some research on that. You might have got the challenge flag out there, and like I say, I'll have to maybe research that, see if maybe I had the wrong facts. But so far, it looks like King James and Daniel are tied, and we are going to a question 5 showdown.
I'm gonna check this question later.
Yeah,
just to be sure, because
dude. Go for it, man. Go for it.
I really thought they had won over 100, but I could.
Now Daniel's not saying it's rigged since he got it right. So.
Okay. Not the world's largest.
All right. So question number 5: which Canadian city is home to the world's largest indoor waterfall? Is it A, Montreal? Is it B, Toronto? Is it C, Vancouver? Is it D, Edmonton? Good luck, everyone.
All right, I'm throwing a challenge flag on this one.
All right.
Because I've actually been to a place that they have it's in Manitoba, and they actually have. I thought it was the world's largest indoor waterfall. It's they actually have a park there and everything, and it's right on Manitoba, something where they got the rivers that merge together there, and they have this. It's basically what it is. You go in there. They actually have a zoo there too and everything, but it's like a biodome that they have in there, and they have this huge, large waterfall there. And I could have swore that, but then again, that's been a little while back. I thought
Daniel's going Montreal. Like good call, Daniel. Like Daniel says Montreal. Like that, dude. I mean, I don't know. That could be like a little mini Niagara, like a head of Niagara. You never know. I mean.
Well, it's
maybe
indoor. When you're looking at this indoor, now that was an indoor one they had, but they made the waterfall. So I'm assuming that's part of it, right?
Could be.
Or is this
Like I say, you're already throwing the challenge flag. Now you're asking me to explain where I got the information.
I'll go with A.
What? You're copying Daniel?
Yeah, that way I can't lose.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Well, you're gonna have to do some research, James, because you are wrong. It's D, Edmonton. So I would really like to see. I'm gonna actually go research this myself and go see this largest indoor waterfall in Edmonton, Alberta, I believe.
Yeah, the one I had been to was in Manitoba, and
Okay.
I could have swore that they said that was the largest indoor waterfall. It's, they made it themselves, but it was apparently indoors was the largest. I'm gonna have to research that because
Yeah, and like I say, there could be a chance that Daniel and James both lose the quiz this week, and I'm right, but I doubt it. Like I say, actually, both you guys win. Actually, so you guys are both winners. You guys tied. So
what do we
it's
get?
pretty awesome.
3 out of 5, or we get
Yeah,
3 out of 5?
solid 3 out of 5. Yeah,
Not
it's pretty
bad.
good. Like I say, that's like a pretty good C plus or something.
Yeah, I
Like-
really think about that one Manitoba. I'm gonna research that because I could have swore that was the largest they said. That's
Hey,
my-
Daniel.
my back door.
What did you think of the new intro song? That was a little bit better, don't you think?
I thought it was pretty good, man. That was cool. That's
All right. So don't forget to vote. We got 4
You
to
said
choose
so.
from so far. We might even have like 5 or 6, but we're gonna be showing a different one every week,
All right.
and then vote for your favorite. And if James has one that's better than mine, just pretend that his sucks and just still keep voting for mine. Because I know he won't have one better than mine. But it's all good.
Quit team.
All right, well, let's go to the question where I'm going to get you, James. I'm going to get you this week.
You are? All right, let's see what you got. Surge protector. 230, 67, A, 10, D. Go ahead, you can say I'm right.
B.
D. D is in dog. I didn't say B.
Okay. Oh, so you said D.
Yeah, D is in dog.
Oh, man, for a minute, I was like, that makes no sense. But you're correct. You got it.
I know, 230,
So-
67, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a change we did in our book. I know what that is. Okay.
Yeah. I got him on one of them, Daniel. It was, he picked 10K, and it was 5K was the answer. For circuit breakers, that was a code change. But I got you on your own book once.
Yeah, even when I said, I can't remember if they changed there, and I said, I think it was 5. I said, but there was a change. I said, hell, I'll just go with 10. I can't remember what they did. So, this one, I had no big deal. 1 out of
Gotcha.
freaking 250 of them.
It was a lot. It's a lot. It's like 2 whole years of me trying to get him on his own book. And I got him like one time, and I'm just all...
Hey, my percentage rate is really up there. I'm 99.9.
No, it's awesome. 3 for 5 on the Willie Quiz. That's pretty good. Like I say, I got to do better fooling you guys. Like I say,
Those are good
I'll get there.
Yeah. There's only been like maybe 3 that you did. I had no clue on any of them because I didn't even know anything. But some of the stuff, I'm like, I've been there. I've been there. A lot of people don't understand. Back in probably from the time I was 28 to probably about 45, I traveled constantly all over, everywhere. I mean, I've been everywhere. And I always stay an extra day or 2 to depend on where I was, and I'd go see the sights and stuff since I was there, and that didn't include vacations and places I've gone. But, like I was up in Williamsburg, And I stayed an extra 2 days, and I went and saw all the history and everything, and went to Jamestown, the first colony, and saw all that. I used to go to all the war sites, that they had, and see the battlefields. And then Dad, he's a big Western guy, has all these Western movies. And I've gone to all kinds of museums for the Westerns, the guns, and things like that. I've been on a lot of different ships, destroyers and things like that, submarines. I mean, I actually go and see American history, and been all over the United States. That's why people like, how does he know all that? Well, because I've been there, I took advantage of all my traveling and everything. And now people are like, you going anywhere? I don't really go anywhere anymore because I've done it all pretty much. I'm tired of going traveling all the time. I've done it. I've been there. I'm sure there's some things to go see, but, I'll tell you one of the prettiest places I liked was Four Corners. And that was freaking awesome.
You know what I bet you didn't do? I bet you did not have one hand in Arizona, one hand in New Mexico, one foot in Colorado.
Big enough. I get it all there.
Yeah, I bet you didn't do that.
One of the,
I did.
I got to go see the Georgia Geiger Stone before it got hit and took down. I went and saw that. There's so much history all around the United States to go see. I saw one other day I hadn't done. When you go to Arizona, there's over at the Grand Canyon portion, they got a thing you can go down and everything. They got a waterfall comes down there, and the water's very clear and stuff. I've been seeing people post about it. I'm gonna go do that here pretty soon. I want to go see that because I hadn't done that yet. But I mean, I've been in the Grand Canyon, saw that in different stops. I actually did the whole Route 66, and
nice.
Saw all the history and everything, but I did not know about that. I want to go do that next. So
nice.
Pretty cool.
Well, I want to give Daniel some backstory on the Wall of Shame this week. So what happened was I had a service call, and it was for a condominium complex, and they're known as being cheap, like landlords. Like basically, they just don't want to fix anything, But they call me and they said a photocell was out. So the first thing I do is I pull up and I see a light that's on. It's during the day, And I was like, okay, well, I'm sure that's on the photocell. So I went up and I looked at it, and I basically call them, and I'm like, all right, where's this light? Where's these lights at, And they're like, oh, no, they're in the parking garage. Photocell's bad and everything, So then I look at this light, and I'm like, okay, this has to be the light. And then they're like, no, nothing's wrong with that light, And I was like, all right. So then I went down, and I found the bad photocells, like in the parking garage, and the parking garage lights are still on. So I changed out the photocell, got them all to work and everything. And then I came back, and I kind of expected this light to be off. I thought it might have been part of this photocell, but it's not. It's still on, And I'm kind of like, okay, so do you want me to fix that too? Because that's looks like horrible, And she's like, oh, no, nothing's wrong with that. Let me just sign your ticket. You're out of here, And so that's the context of this service call and this Wall of Shame this week. And everyone wanted to see it. Adam wanted to see it. You wanted to see it, James. So that's the Wall of Shame this week.
All right, let's cue it.
Shame. 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 Shame.
So it's kind of hard to see. We almost have to zoom in more. But this is just a regular residential fixture, and they just took THHN and just snuck it back behind and just went into that receptacle, And then the thing that's so funny about it is that there's no grommet on the actual. This is outdoor. like this is like in like a kind of like a damp location. It's underneath an awning, but it's still technically a wet location, damp location. But they just took bare THHN and just snuck it behind the light, just mounted the light right to concrete, then just snuck the conductors back behind it, and then just went into a receptacle, you know? And basically it's just tied in through this open hole in the side. And like when I went and I took this picture, I'm like, no way, you know? And then I was like, what is going on? And then she goes, oh no, that was installed by our maintenance guy. He's a great electrician and he knows what he's doing, you know? And I was like, what's his name? Sneaky Pete? You know, like who thinks you could just run bare THHN, just sneak it behind the fixture and just... And so what I'm going to do, Daniel, is I'm going to do a myth of the week where there's actually manufacturer instructions that actually says that this fixture is actually required to mount to a box. You can't just do the little Sneaky Pete and just sneak the conductors over there and call it a day, you know. But like I say, I was joking with Adam last week saying that I bet you this has probably not even been touched. You know, it's probably still the way, it's probably still sitting there the same way still today. But it was really funny just seeing it, and like they're like, oh no, that's fine, that's great. You know what I mean? Like that light's on all the time. You know, so you would think like there's more room for failure, there's more room for error, you know, there's more room for things to blow up. And then I guess if somebody plugs into that non-GFCI protector receptacle that's outside, which it should be at least a GFCI, and then it should at least have a damp location rated cover on it. You know, so that was the other part of the shame part of it. You know,
well, they've been better off just a cord and plug connected to it and mount a box on the outside if they were going to do something.
Yeah. So it's going to bring up a segue kind of for probably our next week myth about if the fixture has like a manufacturer instruction saying it has to mount to a box, then Sneaky Pete's like out of a job. Like you're not going to be able to do that, you know, so.
Sounds good.
Pretty interesting. But dude, thanks for joining us, Daniel. I really appreciate you coming through. And like I say, I'm really glad that you're putting up pipe, taking down pipe, putting up pipe, taking down pipe, putting up pipe, taking down pipe every day. Like that's what it's all about, man. It's called the exercise machine.
You
Gotta
know,
love the exercise
there's a
machine.
break in communication on these jobs. You know, it's like, okay, we could use bang-ons. Oh no, we can't. And so we start taking it apart to put, you know, hang all thread from the deck. And then the foreman calls the PM, and the PM said, no, the submittals we approved bang-ons. Oh, okay, we can put that pipe back up. Don't take it all down yet. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
That's like embarrassing.
A lot of these. I don't know. It just seems these projects, a lot of them, you know, seems to be that way these days.
Yeah, and a lot of it is the customer doesn't know what they want. You know, like that's the hard part. And then all these GCs are just, oh, hey, customer, you know, can we get paid $1 million today? You know, and so then they're just like kind of, you know, we're like being the cats chasing the laser. Like, hey, look at that over there. Hey, go get that. Hey, go get that. You know, and it's ridiculous. Like I'm on a cats chasing laser job.
I told one of the apprentices, I said, these jobs, I said they want to get drywall and paint up, so when the customer comes in, it looks like shit's getting done, but you got the plumbers and electricians and fat guys, they have duct and pipe to run, but the customer sees walls and paint and they're like, oh, everything's great, you know. And
true,
it's not.
Yeah. Dude, it just goes back to the fact, like, where we were out in gas and oil, and it's like, we just got to look busy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we're actually doing good stuff or making stuff work. We're just looking busy.
If you take it up and put it down 3 times, you stay busy, at least.
Did you like that one? No, dude, that was exactly what they said to me.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, they were busy. Like I just look back on some of the ones where these guys don't look at the specs, and it's like, oh, what, spec'd out to be rigid, and they have it all EMT, and it's like, what, you didn't look at the specs? It's supposed to be rigid, and then they're like, oh, well, just stay busy while you're changing it out, like, how about we just do it right the first time?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I get paid by the hour.
I know. I just never got it, but dude, I'm really pretty proud of you, Daniel. Like, it means a lot when somebody says you're like the best pipe bender out there, and then it's like, who taught you, brother? NEC King Code, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the whole thing. Is like, I always try to teach people the easy way. James the same way as me. He tries to teach people easy math. Teach people the easy calculations, all the easy way. Like, we don't want to do anything hard. Like, I don't know if you worked with Mr. Bob over there, but he's like, man, I'm a lazy electrician. I want to do it right the first time. I don't want to keep doing it over and over and over.
That's right.
But stuff like that. It's cool exactly. To have like guys like that, and like I say, to kind of have like mentors that teach you like, no, let's just do it right. Then you don't have to do it 6 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So
they always say we do it nice. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was saying I got a bunch of guys on the project I'm on. They're 4th years, and they've all fit journeyman tests at least one time, and they're trying to pass. I mean, I try and lead them in the right direction. I don't know what kind of recommendation you might give to the guys that are, have failed the test and they want to pass it and not have to keep taking it.
Study all the stalk ups. That's the best out there, I'll guarantee it. What's unique about ours is you got the illustrations, and we show you step by step how to do the calculations, but we also have an illustration where you have the values and you can actually fill in the blanks and work the calculation to see if you do it right. Nobody has any of that. Yeah, and the thing is too, Daniel,
link to this note.
What I try to do with like the NEC King Code page, like if we send them over, is I try to set it up like flashcards to where you could just go through the questions and just try to find them. And if you don't find them, the answer's in the comments usually. Like, there could be some like haters in there that have the wrong answers, but for the most part, there's a bunch of right answers in there. And then you could go through and look at all the right answers, and then you could kind of make yourself flashcards based on those. Like I say, almost like I don't think ever that since I've been doing it that I had people just blatantly say a bunch of wrong answers in there. And nobody say anything. You know what I mean? It's almost always like the right answer, the right code reference. It might be different cycles and stuff, which I kind of like that too. I like when they give the 2020 code reference and the 2023 code reference and the 2017 code reference, or maybe they say that was right in 2017, but it's not right in 2020, or it's not right in 2023, and then you get that contrast, so if you're going to take that test and you're making flashcards and you're wanting to study for 2023, you could just omit those 2017 ones and just not even care about those, but they could still be relevant for the 2023, and so that's what it helps. I liked about making the flashcards was it's kind of like a living document where we're actually changing it, we're upgrading it, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna know the truth about it. Like, there's times they actually come in and say, oh dude, you're totally wrong from like 3 years ago. I have a post from 3 years ago up in there, and somebody's like answered it, and then they didn't say I was wrong or anything. They just said, oh, it's changed since then. And it's like, well, yeah, I posted it 3 years ago. We didn't have the 2023 3 years ago, So it's a lot of fun. And oh yeah, dude, we missed you. Yeah, so dude, we love to have you, Cameron. We already did the quiz and stuff, but yeah, dude, I'll try to make sure that I get the link over to Adam, and then Adam could post it over in his thing. So I don't know if Adam didn't post it this week. I don't know. I didn't really talk to him too much, but like I say, it's kind of hard because I'm like leaving work and I'm trying to like get everything over, send the links and everything. But it means a lot having everyone jump in. And like I say, you know, we have to break up this Daniel King James monopoly, you know, because like they're just always like just like crushing all the competition, you know. So I need to like make them a little bit more challenging, and then throw in a little bit better like garbage answers, so that we have that balance of power. We gotta kind of keep everyone honest and everything. And it's dude, it's crazy. I put all these questions in for Canada, then nobody from Canada is in here, but it was really cool having Angry Canadian. It was really cool to meet him, Mike, and just have him hang out with us and stuff. So it just means a lot having new people up in here. And like I say, I enjoy doing it. I have a lot of fun. And, Adam got to see my wall of shame last night, so he actually didn't get left out. And so it is what it is. I told Adam, I was like, I'll do a pickle shot without you, brother.
All right. Well, let's wrap her up. We're almost at 2 hours again. As always.
Yep. Same old, same old. Well, I really appreciate I want to give a big shout out to my brother David. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today, August 1st, which is actually Colorado's birthday. So I have an episode over there on the Willie Jackerson experiment. Colorado's birthday, August 1st. And so if you want to check out some sweet podcasts, especially if you don't know what happened with the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, that was my latest one. It was a banger. So feel free to check that one out and find out the real truth. There's a lot of war of words going back and forth, and everyone says Jake Paul canceled because Tyson was too sick. And guess how old he is there, James? I don't know, man. He's getting close to King James age over there, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. We might have to go in the ring and see if the old buck can hang out. But like I say,
none of this. What are you talking about?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. He might just get an ulcer like right before the fight or something. So
Shit,
I don't know.
Me getting old, get in the ring with him. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, since you're saying that, happy birthday to my son. His birthday's today too. Happy birthday, Austin.
All
Hook 'em
right.
horns, Austin.
Awesome. Yeah, my brother's son is named Austin, so
Hook 'em
so
horns.
that's pretty cool.
Well, I told my wife she named our daughter Natalie, first one, and I said we have a son. I get named. Of course, then she wanted to name her. I said, you got a choice. It's Bevo or Austin. Which one you want? She went with Austin.
Bevo. All right.
But my
Bevo.
son-in-law, he got a golden retriever and beautiful dog, and named it Bevo. And he's a big Horns fan too. So we got a dog named Bevo in the family now.
All right. Well, here's a big shout out to Austin on your birthday. Your name's not Bevo.
That's right.
All right. No, awesome. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Thanks so much. Such a great show. Really have a good time doing it. Don't forget to vote for your favorite song. I'll try to put them all together into a montage so you can pick your favorite intro song. And we will hopefully have a new intro song here in the next 5 weeks or so. James is going to pick a few. So make sure to vote for mine. And make sure to keep James off the map. And, keep my sweet metal songs up in the voting. So appreciate
we shall
it.
See.
And one thing I say every week is remember, make every day an easy day.
Amen to that. All right, everybody. Well, have a good weekend.
Good night, guys.
Football season starting.
Night, Daniel.
Looking forward to some football and everything, and that'll be coming up here in a month. I'm sure we'll be talking about that quite a bit. So, other than that, everybody, like Bill says, make every day an easy day and have a good week. We'll see y'all next Thursday.